Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Bob's Foxhole News with your local host, Bob. It's late at night for me here in the studio, however, I decided to make sure I record this for all my listeners out there. If anyone is listening. My god. If anyone is, I would be surprised, especially the rate of the studio. Anyway, today we'll be talking about the war that's currently going on. At this time of recording, it is day 139 of the 96 Foxhole War. The Update War, as people are calling it. Apologies for that. It is the 137th day at time of recording. The total casualty rate of War 96 at this current time is 1,700,000 sorry 276,497 casualties. I need to really work on saying numbers, do I? Yeah, I gotta. Anyway, with the Wardens taking the lead on total casualty counts with over 500,000 casualties, with the Colonials going a bit behind them, still over 500,000. The highest rate of casualties currently, and still is holding the record, is our good old Frenetic Coast, with just under 500,000 casualties. Compared to the last time I recorded this video, they were previously at nearly 1,000 casualties per hour, which was astonishing. Now it has died down to a usual number. This may just be because we're at the low point of a war, which what that means is the player count is like a wave. If you notice on Foxhole stats, you can see the play count rises and falls due to different time zones and whatnot. Currently, we are climbing back up. However, this may still affect the amount of casualties we have. In terms of the highest death amount, again, would be Frantic Coast, with 200,000 dead people in that region alone. As we talk about frontline changes, I will now switch you over to the map um, that's currently going on. It's a bit broken from the looks of it that I have confirmed. However, I decided to keep it in there so you're just not constantly looking at the little joke thing I put on the main title screen, the temporary main title screen, might I add. Anyway, back to the war updates. Currently, the front lines, we're going from left to right, from Fisherman's Row all the way down to Tempest Island. Let's start, shall we? So currently in Fisherman's Row, uh, the Warden Empire has successfully pushed out the colonial scourge. Oh, just the colonials. 16 hours ago, they've been successfully pushed out on a town called Hangman's Court. They've been successfully pushed out of there, as well as all other major areas. Fisherman's Row is fully underneath the control of the Warden Empire. Also note, it is the furthermost southern front in all the other fronts we have, meaning it is a bulge within the line, bulge on the left side of the map. As we go over to the next region, which is Frenetic Coast, the Colonial Army has managed to push back into Jade Cove not 13 hours ago, along with Pleading Wolf. I'm assuming that there was major fighting going on within that area during that time. I hope there was, and I hope it just wasn't taken over. But no, most definitely that there was fighting going on. I'll give you more updates as I go over to that front the next time I log on and see what's going on there from a ground eyes perspective. As we move over to Lockmore, the front has not changed since the last time I have talked about it. The Tomb of the First and Mercy Wish are the two opposites. One is the Colonials, and the other one is the Wardens, with the Bridgehead being most likely the reason why it is still the same. Bridge battles is quite a norm for Foxhole. It is where choke points are made. It's where people hold their lines. Better to hold it at a bridge where they can make people go to a foe. Sorry, apologies for them to then spread out. It is a very common tactic. It's been used over for a long period of time. I don't know how long this tactic will stay, but it's still a tactic that's being used in early wars. In terms of the time frames. As we move over up to the Linn of Mercy, which is to the north of it, um, fascinating. Hmm. So Fort Duncan and Atwich Ranch are still underneath contention, still fighting. I do not know at this current time if the conflict is still at the bridge between Fort Duncan and the crossroads that lead to Outreach Ranch. However, I will give you more details next time I log on, and the next time I'll give you this meeting. I'll make note of that. As we move down to Abandoned Ward, the colonial army has nearly pushed out the wardens, pushing them all the way up to the snowy outlets of Callahan's Gate. It is unknown at this time if Callahan's Gate will be able to hold against the colonial advance. However, most likely due to its being the name of Callahan, we will hold for as long as we can. But it is unknown at this time if we will be able to push them back. As we move over to Malban's Hollow, apologies, still having trouble saying that. A surprising change of events in recent hours. It looks like Spring Rocks has been retaken by the colonial army less than an hour ago, which is very surprising to me. I was on this front a few hours ago, fighting with a bunch of randoms and whatnot. I was driving an armored car around for a little bit before I got destroyed by some colonial rocket jeep. That was fun. Anyway, it appears that they have taken over Spit Rocks. I don't know if it's just that headhold, that forward point, or if it's further inland. I'll give you more details as I learn them. However, Maiden's Vale is still under control of the Cologne of the Wardens, aka the Victory Town. Moving down to the right side of that, we have Endless Shore, with Soapbook's Channel being under the control of the Warden Army. I believe that the fighting is contained at the two bridges that separate the two land masses. So on the top, that's where you got the Victory Town, and on the bottom, you got two little safe houses. And then you have two bridges in between them. Most likely, those bridges have been destroyed now, or there is street fighting, urban warfare going on currently. Unknown if there's arty going on. If I ever get the chance, I'll have a little look there. And also down from, uh, also still being an endless shore, between, I'm going to just call it Tuna's Watch Post, and Woodbine, there is most certainly being a massive bridge battle. There's a very large bridge between those two sections, and most likely combat is going on between there. Moving from here to Godscroft. Apologies. Yes, Godscroft. The front has not really changed, apart from 2 days ago with Anchor's Beach being captured by the Warden Empire. It appears that bridge battles are the norm here. This is an archipelago, bunch of islands. In the Siva continent, I believe it's called Siva, in the Siva continent, on each side um, of the hexes, there are islands. And these have lots of bridges and stuff. So these are like bridge battle heaven in these two sections. Not to say there isn't bridge battles in the other land masses, but they are notorious in these sections of the map. As we move down from Godscroft down to the Rush, sorry, apologies, Tempest Island, we have Alskimo State still being in the control of the Warden Army. However, it looks like rest of the island itself is in control of the colonials, with recent recapture of Lost Acre, Lost Acre. Carl? Carl, being controlled by the colonials yet again. And that is your news, your basic news about the front at this current time. Rule 96, day 1397. 137. As we end this news, we have. I will just quickly make note of the victory towns that are currently in control, with the Wardens controlling 19 and the Colonials controlling 18. The Wardens have a 1 plus advantage, but due to how the fronts work and how there is always one, how it's always an odd number, one side will have one more than the other. So it isn't saying that the Wardens have a necessary advantage. However, it is still too early to say. Also, no rocket sites nor have been built, to my knowledge, or have been used to destroy anyone. Uh, nuclear, I think it's nuclear rocket launch from Press Corp or something, whoever they're called. We'll keep you up to date on that, and we'll let you know if something's gone on there. Go to their studio if you want to learn about what's going on there. As for me, currently there are no storm cannons or the antenna thingy jiggy. What was it? The counterintelligence building. None of those have been built currently. However, this is just my point of view. When we have trains fully unlocked, i.e., the larger ones, next to no one will build the storm cannons. And here's my reasoning. Why would you want something stationary where you can actually see it on the map? Any side can see those things, right? Why would you want to build them? Why? Those things are a stationary target and can be destroyed by these moving train cannons. These cannons are pretty much storm caliber. They just have less health. But if you shoot them, then drive them away, then what's the point in having health? This is going to be a very interesting war for that note. We used to have this strategy both sides had where it was storm cannon heaven. You only moved if you have a storm cannon in range until you reached its limit, and then you had to build another one where you were, and it was a creeping aspect to the game where storm cannons were king. There was nothing that could beat it. Now we have something that could, or something that could completely break the balance of the game. Ugh, I don't know. Now I'm too tired to get. I'd also like to thank you, listeners, for listening to hear me ramble. I know this is a very crude visual representation of what I'm trying to accomplish here, but I'm just happy that I'm doing it for the joy of doing it, to be precise. I need to do something. I need to talk about something that I love, and I love this game, and I want to keep this game recorded and its history recorded. That is it from me and Bob Studios. Um, yeah, I hope you have enjoyed listening to this talk, and hope I'll see you next time when I make another recording. I wish everyone good luck, and keep those pants. No, damn, I'm still trying to think of an outro. Well, hey, you know what? Let me know if you guys have an idea for an outro. I got no idea for what outro I should have. Maybe pat a bob on the head to give you good luck. I don't know. God. By the way, I'm only doing these in one takes. If the recording isn't good, I'm just gonna start it again. But I think this one's fine. Alright. Hope you, ladies and gentlemen, have a good day, good night, and see you later.